This is the Man in Black, here to introduce this week's Stormy Night story, Suspense. Tonight we feature Deborah Griffith in The Study in Terror by Lucille Fletcher called Sorry, Wrong Number. This story of a woman who accidentally overheard a conversation with death and who strove frantically to prevent murder from claiming an innocent victim. Tonight's tale of suspense. Suspense is compounded of mystery and suspicion and dangerous adventure. In this series are tales calculated to intrigue you, to stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation and then withhold the solution until the last possible moment. And so it is with the story, Sorry, Wrong Number, and the performance of Deborah Griffith. We hope to keep you in suspense.
Dear.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been dialing Murray Hill 70093 now for the last 3/4 of an hour, and the line is always busy. I don't see how it could be busy that long. Will you try it for me, please?
I will be glad to try that number for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all this time. It's my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor, and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 70093.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Is Mr. Stevenson?
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, George.
Yeah, this is George speaking.
Hello. Who is this? Whose number am I calling, please?
I'm here with our client.
Oh, good. Is everything okay? Is the coast clear for tonight?
Yeah, George. Everything's okay. He says the coast is clear tonight.
Okay.
Where are you?
Well, I'm in a phone booth. Don't worry, everything's okay.
Yeah, very well. You know the address?
Yeah, I know. At 11 o'clock, the private patrol room goes around the bar, around the corner to the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer.
Yeah, that's right. At 11 o'clock.
I will make sure that all the lights downstairs are out.
Yeah, there should be only one light visible from the street.
Yeah, I know. At 11:15, a train crosses the bridge. It makes a lot of noise in case her window's open and she should scream.
Hello. What number is this, please?
Oh.
Okay. I understand. I tell you, that's 11:15, the train.
Yeah, you remember everything else, right, George?
Yeah. I make it quick, as little blood as possible.
Yeah.
Because, our client does not wish to make us suffer.
Yeah, that's right. You use a knife, right?
Yeah, a knife. I'll be okay. And afterwards, I remove the rings and bracelets and the jewelry in the bureau drawer, because our client wishes it to look like a simple robbery. Don't worry, everything's okay. I never make a...
How awful! How unspeakably awful! Oh, I need to call the operator. Operator? Okay. She's going to pick up. It'll be fine. She's going to pick up. We're going to get taken care of. It's going to be fine.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
I'm sorry. What number were you calling?
Well, it was supposed to be Murray Hill 70093, but it wasn't. Some wires must have crossed, and well, I was cut into the wrong number, and I just heard the most dreadful things, something about a murder. And operator, you simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon? May I help you?
Oh, I know it was a wrong number, and I had no business listening, but these two men, they were cold-blooded fiends, and they were going to murder somebody. Some poor, innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've got to do what we can to stop
What
them.
number were you calling, please?
But that really doesn't matter. This was a wrong number, and you dialed it for me, and we've got to find out what it was immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? What time is it? Do you mean to tell me you can't find out that number, what that number was just now?
I'll connect you with the chief operator.
Oh, I think it's perfectly shameful. Now look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 70093 for me. You dialed it, but your finger must have slipped, and I was connected with some other number, and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now I simply fail to see why you couldn't make that same mistake again on purpose. Why you couldn't dial Murray Hill 70093 in the same sort of careless way that you did it.
Murray Hill 70093?
Yes.
I'll try to get it for you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Murray Hill 70093 is busy. I'll call you in 20 minutes.
Operator. Operator.
Your call, please.
You didn't try to get that number wrong at all. I asked you explicitly, and all you did was dial correctly.
I'm sorry, what number are you calling?
Well, can't you forget for once what number I was calling and do something for me? Now I want you to trace that call. It's my civic duty and it's your civic duty to trace that call and to apprehend these dangerous killers. And if you won't,
I
then
will connect you with the chief operator.
Please. Oh, heavens. Dear, I don't understand what is going on here. Oh.
This is the chief operator.
Chief operator, I want you to trace a call, a telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down because it was about a murder and that someone is planning a terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor, innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Well, can you trace it for me? Can you track down these men?
Well, I'm not certain. It depends.
It depends on what?
Well, it depends on whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected?
If the parties have stopped talking to each other.
Oh, well, of course they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago, and they didn't sound like the type who would make a long call.
Well, I can try tracing it. May I have your name, please?
Yeah, Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your
but listen,
telephone number, please?
Yep, at Plaza 4 2295. But if you go on wasting all this
Why do you
time,
want
then
the call traced, please?
No reason. I mean, I merely felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. These men sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this woman at 11:15 tonight, and I thought the police ought to know.
Have you reported this to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
You want this call checked purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile, we really need to see what we can do.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Stevenson, but I'm afraid we couldn't make this check for you and trace the call just on your say-so as a private individual. We'd have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you mean to tell me I can't report that there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? But it's perfectly idiotic. Well, all right, I'll call the police.
Thank you. I'm sure that would be the best way to find out.
Ridiculous. Perfectly ridiculous. Don't understand. Thought of it. I can't see why I have to go to all this trouble and no one wants to help. Oh,
Your call, please.
the police department. Get me the police department, please.
Thank you.
Oh, do you have to dial? Can't you ring them direct? Oh,
Ringing the police department.
Thank you. Oh,
Police station, precinct 43, Sergeant Martin speaking.
police department. Huh? This is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Smythe Stevenson of 53 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder. I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet, but I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everyone is so stupid. And I guess in the end, you're the only people that can do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking, and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge. Are you listening to me?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Good. And there was a private patrolman on the street. He's going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue. And then there was some third man, a client who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. And well, it's unnerved me dreadfully, and I'm not well. I feel so nervous. And I just
see, Anna. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Then, so you can do something? You do understand.
Hey, ma'am, what is your name?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
Right, and your address?
53 North Sutton Place. 53 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge, the Queensboro Bridge, you know, and we have a private patrolman on our street. And 2nd Avenue.
And what's that number you were calling?
Murray Hill 70093, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 70093 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I'm trying to reach him to ask him to come home. I've been sick, you know, and I hate to be alone, even though he says I'm perfectly safe as long as I have the telephone right beside my bed.
Well, we'll look into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and we'll see if we can check it with the telephone company.
But the telephone company says they couldn't check the call if the parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Well, you have you?
Yes, and personally, I feel you ought to do something far more immediate and drastic than just check the call. Yeah, what good does checking the call do if they've stopped talking? By the time you tracked it down, they'll already have committed the murder.
Well, we'll take care of it, don't you worry.
Well, I'd say the whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. Now, I'm very near a bridge, and I'm not far from 2nd Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent around a radio car to this neighborhood at once.
And what makes you think the murder's going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Well, I don't know. Only the coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Now, 2nd Avenue is a very long street, ma'am. And you know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone.
Yes, I know. I understand.
Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx.
I know that.
How do you know there isn't some little house on Staten Island on some little 2nd Avenue you'd never heard about? How do you know they're even talking about New York at all?
I heard the call on the New York dialing system.
Well, now maybe it was a long distance call you overheard.
Oh, don't try to tell me.
Telephones are funny things. Look, lady, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broke in on the telephone call. Supposing you'd gotten your husband the way you always do. You wouldn't think anything of this, would you?
Well, no, I suppose not. Only it sounded so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
Well, a lot of murders are plotted in this city every day, ma'am. And we managed to prevent almost all of them.
Oh, but I just don't see why.
A clue of this kind is so vague, it isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
Oh, but surely you can do something.
Of course, you have some reason for thinking this call was phony and that somebody was maybe planning to murder you.
Me? Oh, no, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm alone all day and night. I see nobody except my husband, Albert. He's crazy about me. He just adores me. He waits on me hand and foot. He's scarcely left my side since I took sick. Well, 12 years ago.
Well, and there's nothing for you to worry about. Now, if you'll just leave it to the rest of us, we'll take care of it.
But what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it, lady. Don't you worry.
Will you broadcast it all over the city and send out squads and warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in neighborhoods like mine?
Lady, I said we'd take care of it. Just now, I've got a couple of other matters here on my desk that require my immediate attention. Well, good night now, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You, oh, idiot. Oh, now why did I hang up the phone like that? He'll think I'm a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? Why doesn't he come home? Oh. Later. One more time. On.
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 70093 number again? I can't think what's keeping him so long.
I will try it for you.
Well, try. I don't see why he doesn't answer it.
I'm sorry. Murray Hill 70093 is busy. I will call you
I
back.
can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If only I could get out of this bed. Just for a little while. If I could get a breath of fresh air. Just lean out the window and see the street. Oh, hello? Hello? Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? 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 Oh, for heaven's sake, who is this? Hello? Who's trying to call me? Oh. Why isn't she answering?
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient, miserable service. Now, look, I'm sick and I'm very nervous and I'm not supposed to be annoyed. But if this keeps on much longer.
What seems to be the trouble, please?
Well, everything's wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I've made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care. And now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds. And when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I'm sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
You can't. And why? Why, may I ask?
The dial system is automatic.
Oh.
If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check it if the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who's trying to reach you complains to his particular operator.
Well, if all the stupid... Meanwhile, I have got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check the trouble for you.
Check it. That's all anybody can do. Oh, what's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid. I'll fix her. Oh, the impudent. How dare she speak to me like that? How dare she? Call the operator. Why does it take so long?
Your call, please.
Young woman, I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding you out. And I am going to report you to your superiors for the most unpardonable rudeness and insolence it's ever been my privilege to... Give me the business office at once.
You may dial that number direct.
Dial it direct? I'll do no such thing. I don't even know the number.
The number is in the directory, or you may secure it by dialing information.
Listen here, you... Oh, what's the use? Oh, dear. Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm going out of my mind, out of my... Hello? Stop ringing me, do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Now stop it. Stop it. Hello? If you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear? The police! If only Albert would come home. No, let it ring. Let it go on ringing. It's a trick of some kind. I won't answer it. I won't. Even if it goes on ringing all night. All night. Oh, you ring. Go ahead and ring. Stop. Now what's the matter? Why did they stop ringing all of a sudden? What time is it? Where did I put the clock? Oh, here it is. It's 5 to 11. Oh, they've decided something. They're sure I'm home. They heard my voice answer then just now. That's why they've been ringing me. Why no one has answered me. I'll call the operator again. Where is she? Why doesn't she answer? Why doesn't she answer?
Your call, please.
Where were you just now? Why didn't you answer at once? Give me the police department. Really?
I'm sorry, the line is busy. I will call you back.
Busy? That's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be other lines available.
The line is busy. I will try to get them for you later.
No. I've got to speak to them now, or it may be too late. I've got to talk to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
Well, I don't know, but there must be someone to protect people besides the police department, a detective agency.
You will find agencies listed in the classified directory.
But I don't have a classified. I'm too nervous to look it up, and I don't know how to use.
I'll connect you with information. Perhaps she will be able to help you.
No. You're being spiteful, aren't you? You don't care, do you, what happens to me? I could die, and you wouldn't care. Oh, stop it! Stop it! I can't take it anymore. Hello? What do you want? Stop ringing, will you? Stop it!
Hello, is this Plaza 42295?
Yes, I'm sorry. This is Plaza 42295.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here for Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I'm Mrs. Stevenson.
This telegram is as follows. Mrs. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Sutton Place, New York, New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you for the last hour, but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love, signed, Albert.
Oh, no.
Do you wish us to deliver a copy of this message?
No, thank you.
Well, thank you, madam, and have a good night.
Good night. No, I don't believe it. I don't think he could do it. He couldn't do it. Not when he knows I'll be all alone. It's some trick. It's some fiendish trick. It's a trick. Why doesn't she pick up? Pick up!
Your call, please.
Operator, try that Murray Hill 70093 number for me. Just once more, please.
You may dial that number direct.
Oh, no. Murray Hill 70093. Pick up. Pick up. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Albert, how could you? How could you? I can't be alone tonight. I can't. If I'm alone one more second, I'll go mad. I don't care what he says or what the expense is. I'm a sick woman. Ringing. It's always ringing. Pick up. Please pick up.
Information, may I help you?
I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital.
Henchley Hospital. Do you have the street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. It's a very small, private, exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Henchley, HENC.
Oh, one moment, please.
Please hurry and please, what's the time?
You can find out the time by dialing Meridian 71212.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, just tell me the time. I have no time to be dialing an information number to get the time.
The number of Henchley Hospital is Butterfield 70105.
Butterfield 70105. Butterfield 70105. Butterfield 70105. Butterfield 70105. Oh, please They're going to
Penn
pick
State
up.
Hospital, good evening.
Nurses registry.
Who is it you wish to speak to, please?
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. And what is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing companionship. You see, my husband is away and I'm all
Have you been
alone.
recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't see why all this catechizing is necessary. I just want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago. And after all, I do expect to pay this person for attending me.
We quite understand that, madam, but these are war times, you know.
Well, I just don't
Registered nurses are very scarce just now, and our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feels that it's absolutely necessary.
Well, it is absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman. I'm very upset. I'm alone in this house, and I'm an invalid. And tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'm going to go out of my mind.
I see. Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillips, and would you expect her in?
Well, I really couldn't say. She went out to supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, but it's not even 11 yet. My clock stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 15 minutes past 11.
What was that?
What was what, madam?
That click, that click just now in the telephone, as though someone had lifted the receiver off the hook of the extension telephone downstairs.
Well, I didn't hear it, madam. Now,
I did. There's someone in this house. Someone downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. They're listening. No, I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet, and they'll think, no, wait, if I don't call someone now while they're still down there, there'll be no time to, yes, call. Operator, yes. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm in desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Please speak louder.
I don't dare. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
But you've got to hear me. Oh, please, you've got to help me. There's someone in this house. Someone who's going to murder me. And you've got to get in touch with the police department. You've got to help. There it was. Did you hear it? He put it down. He put down the extension phone. He's coming up. He's coming up the stairs. Give me the police department. Please, the police department, give it to me. Please.
One moment, please. I will connect you.
I can hear him. I can hear him. He's nearer. I can hear him. Hurry.
Police department. Sergeant Martin speaking. Police department. Sergeant Martin speaking. Police department. Sergeant Martin speaking. Police department. Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police? Police department? Oh, I'm sorry. We must have got the wrong number. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
And so closes Sorry, Wrong Number, starring Deborah Griffith, tonight's tale of suspense. This is your narrator, the man in black, who conveys to you Stormy Night Studios' invitation to spend this half hour with us again next Thursday night, when we'll have another Stormy Night story. Tonight's production of Sorry, Wrong Number starring Deborah Griffith and featuring MaryBeth Knode, Martin Carlton, David Griffith, Andy Knode, and myself, Gary Kiser. And on behalf of all of us here, we hope that you enjoyed being kept in suspense.